Hi everyone, welcome back to Almost Normal. So recently I've been having some really weird abdomen pain. I've been waking up at 5 a.m. every day with intense, I would say they feel like period pain, but I'm not on my period, but intense, to the point I have to get up and sit on the toilet. Sorry, this might be a real TMI episode, I'm not sure. But anyway, I had to get up each time, walk around, sway side to side like you see pregnant women do when they're contracting, literally. It was so painful, horrible. And I have never had super bad periods ever. So, this might have just been a really, really bad period pain that just came without the actual period. I have absolutely no idea. But it kept happening. As a woman, I am super, super conscious about all my reproductive parts. I don't know why, but as a child, till now, I've always been so fearful that something will be wrong in that area. And I don't know why. There's never been an issue before in my life, but it's just this weird, kind of irrational, maybe not so irrational fear that something's wrong. So anyway, I woke up one day and it was excruciating. I was crying. I never do this, but I think I have to go to urgent care because this feels really scary. And yeah, I don't know what to do. I got an appointment. Oh, I didn't get an appointment. I just searched up the nearest urgent care to my house. I'd never been before. I went in. Urgent care is super weird. Okay, because it's basically just a referral unit, I would say. Once I got back into the room, I noticed that they're basically just empty rooms. There's not a lot that they can do for you at urgent care. It's kind of just tell me your problems and then I'll send you somewhere else, which I didn't know. But when I initially got there, I sat in the waiting room. The guy at the desk was like, oh, it's going to take 2 hours. And then I saw someone in 10 minutes. It was really strange. I was like, why did this guy tell me to wait 2 hours? Anyway, it was a woman doctor, thank God, because trying to explain this to a man is near impossible. They simply don't understand, which is totally fine. They've never experienced pain like that. If I try and explain to my husband what my period feels like, it will never register 100% because it's such a specific pain. And it also comes along with lots of other symptoms like mood, just feeling, I don't know, I feel oily and greasy when I'm on my period. I feel bloated. And I feel really angry and agitated. It's a whole thing. My legs always really hurt. I get pains down my legs and around my back. It's just not something you can really explain to someone who's never experienced it before. So anyway, when a woman walked in, I was like, thank Jesus. However, I was explaining to her what was going on with me. And she was like, oh, that sounds really interesting. I have literally no idea what that could be. Oh, okay, but could you take a guess, maybe? Or ask someone else? Because, I don't know what's happening. What do we do from here? And it was this awkward moment of us just, looking at each other. Because I was I don't know what else to explain. But I don't think maybe you know what's going on, which is, it's fine. I don't know what's going on. Though you are the doctor. So maybe, something, some guesses, something. She literally was just oh, that sounds so interesting. I have no idea what that is. She was like, what do you think it is? I was like, I don't know what this is. That's why I'm at the doctor's office. If I knew, I would just go and sort it out myself. I don't know, maybe I was just maybe concerned that I had a cyst and it was just getting bigger or something, because I've never had one before, but I've also never experienced this weird type of random pain before either. And of course, when I was up during the very early hours of the mornings previously, I obviously was sitting on the toilet, also WebMDing everything. And the biggest red flag that came up every time was maybe you have a cyst and maybe it's growing or about to rupture. And I was like, holy fuck, someone get me on the operating table. What's happening here? I'm afraid. I'm terrified. So I was maybe my vast knowledge of medical, of everything medical, totally all from the internet. I was just I don't know. I was maybe concerned that I had a cyst or something. She looked at me shocked. Oh my God, do you think you have a cyst? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know, please help me. Okay, I think if you think you have a cyst, again, like, I am an art student. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. She was like, if you think you have a cyst, I'm going to refer you to an ultrasound clinic, so they can get you checked out. Okay, let's just do that because I don't think anything's going to be happening here. And I kind of felt a little stupid, if I'm going to be so honest, because I know I shouldn't be. And I know that's like so silly of me. But in that moment, I did feel a little bit like I was like being a dramatic girl, you know, as others may call us sometimes, which they should not. But that's kind of how that interaction made me feel. I was like, there's zero urgency happening here, like, which makes me think that what's happening to me is probably not important. However, I don't know how you would know that because all you did was take my blood pressure. I don't know. So I left that appointment feeling a little dumb, I have to say, and I hate to admit that, but that interaction just really did not validate my feelings at all. I just felt completely like, she was like, okay, like if you need me to do something, then I'll just like get you a referral to this other place and they can take care of you. It was just like, okay, all right, cool. Thank you. My husband was waiting for me in the waiting room. So what happened? And I was like, I have no idea. No idea. But anyway, I have to go to this ultrasound clinic next week. Yeah, I don't know. I have no answers. So Tylenol it is, and just like fingers crossed that nothing ruptures or anything really bad happens. We shall see. So anyway, I finally get my ultrasound appointment, and I have only seen ultrasounds on the television or on movies. I actually watch a lot of documentaries on pregnancy because it's one of those things. Ow, I just sliced my nipple with my nail. By the way, sorry, quick, can you see these nails? Wait, focus. Go on, focus. Yes, I know you want to focus. Why won't you focus? Okay, look at these nails. I just got them done today, and the other side is different. Absolutely obsessed. I am absolutely obsessed with doing super multicolored nails. Like, I can't leave the salon without that anymore. Otherwise, I will feel unsatisfied with my appointment. But these, I've also really gotten into Pinterest and like making a little mood board of nails. Oh, so exciting. I love it. Anyway, I finally got my ultrasound appointment again. Yes, I have very little knowledge of ultrasounds. I've never been pregnant. I watch a lot of documentaries about women being pregnant, and I've only seen one type of ultrasound on those things before. So I was like, okay, cool. My mother-in-law, so sweet, was like, do you want me to come with you? No, like, I've got this. I think I've got this. It's just an ultrasound, you know? It's like, put a little jelly on my tummy and just like move a little thing around on my stomach. Like, I got this, you know? I'm an independent woman. I can do this. Don't worry about it. And so anyway, I got to the appointment. As the type B personality I am, I forgot to drink any water because I'm an idiot. And they were like, did you start drinking water an hour ago? I mean, I haven't peed today. And they were like, that's not what I asked. I asked if you had started drinking water an hour ago. And I was like, no, I'm sorry, I haven't. And I felt like the stupidest person in the world. Luckily, I got there 30 minutes before my check-in time. I thought my appointment was at 12:30, but it was actually at 12:50, so I got there at 12-ish. Okay, I think I have enough time to drink the water and to let it like flush down. So do you have a cup? And I just started swigging like giant cups of water for like an hour, and I didn't do anything else except for that, and I felt absolutely ill. Calls me back to my appointment, and you know, we do the little jelly on the tummy, and she looks around. She says, oh, like, I don't think your bladder is big enough yet. Shit, I'm so sorry. That's totally my fault. Like, I have now been drinking water for 50 minutes straight, but like, that's probably wasn't enough time. And so she was like, you know what? I'm going to give you 20 minutes. Go outside, drink more water, walk around a bit, and like, we'll see if it improves. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. She was the nicest woman I have met ever in my life. She was so lovely. Always doctor's appointments of any kind make me a little bit nervous. So I was definitely a little nervous going into this one. And she made me feel so like comfortable, like I was with my best friend, and that's how it felt. She was absolutely incredible. So I went outside and she told me to walk around. So I was just walking around in circles in the waiting room. I think I was like really pissing people off. I'm not good at this, okay? I'm an adult in some ways, and in other ways I'm an absolute baby, you know? Sending myself to the doctors is not something I'm used to doing, okay? I usually have my mummy with me. She usually has made the appointment for me, and in this case, I made my own appointment. I went there by myself. I was feeling really independent before I got there, and then I got there and I was like, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't drink water. I don't know what I'm doing. My bladder's not full. I'm scared. Like, help me. Anyway, I went back in 20 minutes later. We did the little jelly thing. It was all good. Then she was like, okay, you have to go pee now. Okay, cool. Like, that was so quick and easy. Oh my God. All right, well, I'll see you later. She was like, go pee and just come back in. So I go pee, come back into the room, and there's a new machine sitting in the room. There is also a bed with stirrups coming out of the end that was not there before. And she says, okay, so take all your clothes off, your underwear, shoes, pants, put your feet in the stirrups, put the blanket over you, and we'll get started. Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? On the machine, there was a rod, a wand, whatever you want to call it, a speculum, is that what it's called? I don't think that's the right word. It was about 12 inches long. 12 inches long, okay? It was the longest fucking thing I've ever seen, all right? And I literally, out of my mouth, was like, is that meant to go up inside of me? yeah, doing the ultrasound. Is that okay? And I was like, that's totally fine. Just give me a minute. The doctor that referred me did not explain exactly what I was going in for. She said ultrasound, okay? I'm not especially in tune with all of the medical terminology, so I just need a moment, just 1 second. She was like, totally fine. Then a realization came upon me. This is such a woman's episode, okay? If you're a man and you're watching this, like, I mean, maybe you enjoy it. I don't know. Sicky. But this is such a female episode. A realization came over me, and that was the fact that I was on my period, which had started a couple days before the appointment, which I only was able to get a week after my urgent care appointment. And so like a lot of shit happened in between that time, okay? I'm on my period and she looked at me. Oh, okay. Is that fine? Like, are we allowed to do the scan when I'm on my period? And she was like, I think so. Let me just go and ask real quick. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, they really did not explain anything to me before I got here. And she was like, totally fine. I'm just gonna go quickly ask someone what to do. I just stood there, like, with my hands, like, rubbing my hands together, just waiting for her to sort of probably tell everyone in the clinic what was going on. And I'm like sweating at this point because I'm just like, first of all, I don't want to reschedule this appointment, okay? Because it's really far away and I'm probably gonna have to wait like another week or two to get this. And I just want to get like this over with. I want to know what's going on with my body. And I was also just flustered, you know, kept looking over at that thing that had to like go up inside of me. Whatever happens, happens, and there's nothing we can do to control it. Anyway, she comes back in like 10 minutes later. So it's totally fine to do it. Are you okay to do it? I'm okay to do it. Are you okay to do it? She's like, yep. This is the first time I've never had a woman come in on her period before, but it's totally cool. Anyway, we did it. And it was horrifying. It was horrifying. I mean, being a woman, sometimes, like, I couldn't have asked for a better person to do it. Someone, like, that made me feel so comfortable. Because let me tell you, when you have your feet in those stirrups and you're just, like, out like that, you don't want to feel an inch of uncomfortability. Is that a word? Don't know. Gonna use it. Uncomfortability in that room. You need whoever is in that room to make you feel like you've known each other for 50 years. Like, you do not want to feel an inkling of awkwardness. Like, the awkward conversation we had was just funny. You do not want to have like actual awkward feelings towards the person that is doing that to you. Like, you need to feel good, okay? And in that moment, I was like, I can see why pregnant women love to get to know the gynecologist and obstetrician very well, because like they are going up there a lot. And you just need to feel so comfortable with this person. Otherwise, it is just not going to work. It is not going to work. Anywho, we did the scan. She was so lovely. She told me I had a really pretty uterus. And I was like, okay. And she was like, oh no, it just means that like the scan is super clear. Like I can just see, like you have like the textbook image of uterus. And I was like, thanks. Also, the whole time I was like, are you allowed to tell me like if you see anything? No, I'm not. I'm literally not. And that made me very nervous, because then the whole time I was trying to like read her face, and I was like, is she doing poker face with me right now? Like, what if she sees something scary in there and she's not going to tell me? Kept being like, you're not allowed to tell me anything. And I felt like we really had this like close connection. Like at this point, like we were best friends. Like, you know, no one knew me better than she did in that moment. No, I'm sorry, I cannot tell you anything. So that was quite nerve-wracking. Every little like face she made, or like anytime her tone slightly changed, I was like reading it. Oh my god, did she see something bad? Did she see what was that? Why is she looking at me? Like, it's like so stressful. Interesting day. At the end of it, I think I was in there for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, which is actually insane. Didn't know it was going to be that long. Thought it was going to be a quick little thing. This clinic was also a place for you to get mammograms. So pretty much the only people in that doctor's office were women, which was another reason I just felt super comfortable in there. But man, like being in there, going through that, I'm still waiting for results, by the way. I will not get them for like another week. This only happened day before yesterday. And, you know, it was like this room of like terrified looking women. And it just got me thinking about like all of this stuff that we have to go through that people don't even notice. People don't even, you know, appreciate. They just completely look past it. And like to be a woman is quite difficult sometimes. You know, besides the obvious, like there are hormonal changes happening in us all the time. You know, our bodies can just turn on us in an instant. And I just feel like maybe it's because I am a woman and I'm always so paranoid that something bad's gonna happen. I just feel like that's much more of like a female experience of life, because asking all the men I know, none of them ever consider anything like that, like anything going on in their bodies. Then they're never really thinking about it unless there's like obvious pain or obvious problems occurring. They're never like thinking about whether they're healthy or not. And I am thinking about whether I'm healthy or not every single day, like all the time. And like, yes, I'm a very obsessional person and that's a disorder I have, but I feel like I am constantly trying to figure out if I'm good or not. And just asking a lot of the men I know, like they do not seem to be feeling this way unless they're 50 plus. Like none of the 20-somethings boys I know are like nervously checking WebMD to see if they have ovarian cysts. Like, no. Like, me and my friends have to check each other for lumps sometimes. Like, that's just a regular thing that some of us do in our breasts. And it's like, I don't think men do that. I don't think men hang out and are like, hey, can you just like feel this quickly? Does this feel like abnormal? Like, I don't feel like men do that. But like me and my friends, we do that often. Like, I don't know what this weird thing is. Can you look at this? Like, literally, like, there's something weird on my butthole. Like, can you look at it? Like, we're so comfortable with each other, luckily. But it's like, that seems like such a common occurrence where I'm like with my girlfriends and I'm like experiencing this like weird thing going on in my body. And they're usually like, oh my God, I've experienced that too. Same. Like, I'm always concerned about that. Yeah, to be a woman, man. To be a woman is fucking amazing. Okay. I appreciate and I'm grateful every day for being a woman. It is the most fantastic thing. I'm so lucky that I won the lottery, you know, when I was born. Like, I fucking love being a woman because I just love women, okay? And just to be in the community of women is like fantastic to me. I'm so fucking happy, you know? But there are little extra things that we have to deal with that others don't. But to be honest, I feel like that gives women like this extra strength that men may not experience, to be honest. Like being so aware of your body, you know, being so understanding of what's going on. Having that part of your brain turned on where you need to remember to bring tampons everywhere with you. They say actually people in England have part of their brain is more developed because the weather is always so unpredictable. So British people have this little part of their brain turned on, which makes them consider the weather more than most other countries. This might be absolute dog shite, what I'm saying. Like I remember just hearing it through the grapevine or whatever. I always have these very strange unnecessary facts in my head, which my mom used to call Rita facts. But a lot of them were confirmed, I have to say, but they were just like so fucking random, made no sense, were of no use to me whatsoever. Like, did you know that turtles can breathe out of their buttholes? I'm pretty sure that is a confirmed fact. I'm pretty sure. Let me know. But yeah, anyway, because the weather was so unpredictable, British people had a little developed part of their brain because they always had to consider the weather way more than other people. So they were like, do I need to bring an umbrella? Do I need to bring a jacket? Am I good in just a t-shirt? Like, as a British person, I would never leave the house without a sweater. Even if it's 100 degrees out, like I'll be bringing a sweater with me no matter what. And I don't see a lot of other people doing that. So maybe it's true. I have no idea. Maybe it's just trauma from like it constantly raining all the time during my upbringing. I have no idea. But you will not see me out without a sweater by my side at some point. Anyway, I feel like maybe women have that, you know? Because it's not just like phone keys, wallet. It's like phone keys, wallet, pepper spray, tampons, lipstick, mascara maybe, birth control pill in case we sleep over at someone's house, anti-anxiety medications again in case we sleep over at someone's house, maybe feminine hygiene wipes. Like all of my friends, their purses are just like filled with all of that stuff. Tweezers, you know, it's like there's so much to consider when leaving the house. Yeah, I see my husband leave the house, it's just like he's his phone, nothing else. Tylenol, massive one, like every single one of my friends will walk around with painkillers just in case that random period pain comes along or that very like feminine migraine that just likes to pop in and out every once in a while. Like we need to be prepared. I have never seen a boy walking around with like random packets of Tylenol in his pocket ever, but I always see my girls doing it all the time, you know? And it's not just us looking out for ourselves, it's like looking out for other people, you know? When you're in a girl's bathroom at a bar and some girl's like, does anyone have a tampon? Like, you want to have it, you know? You want to bless this girl with a tampon if you can. It's just such a wonderful communal feeling. And then never speak to them ever again. But it's just like, you know, we consider everyone. We consider literally everyone when we pack our bags before we leave the house. I don't know, just sitting in that waiting room, like with all the other women, like some checking out their titties, some checking out their vagina. I was just like, oh my God, like I love women. We're fucking like heroes, but also this is so unfair that we have to do all of this, like getting probed. Like men don't have to get probed a lot, I don't think. In the medical world, like I don't think men have anything put up them that much. I could be mistaken. Again, I am not a man, so I really have no experience. But just like from first-hand experience, is it first-hand experience? If I'm not a man, but I like know men and have asked them like a lot of questions about this kind of stuff, like is that first-hand experience or is that not? It's first-hand experience when I experienced it myself. I don't know. Best water ever, by the way, Evian. Fight me on that. Yeah, I don't know. I think women are just great. We just have to worry about so much stuff. But like, isn't it funny that women's handbags are like bottomless pits of preparedness? Like painkillers, tampons, tissues, hand sanitizer, pepper spray, makeup, snacks, chargers, because we need our phones, you know. It's very dangerous for a woman not to have a phone on her. Like, it's not just a purse. It's literally like a survival kit, you know? We need all of those things, and we're aware of that. And that's why, you know, aside from getting our hair done, doing our makeup, getting a cute dress on, like there are all these things that women have to consider when they're leaving the house. Maybe, and I'm going out on a limb here, is that perhaps, I don't know if I should say this because I might get a call from the government, but maybe, could that be why handbags and purses and all that designer stuff that we have to spend like thousands of dollars on in order to, feel accepted in society, could that be tailored to women more? Partially because the world has set us up to feel as though we need to be so prepared to face the world. And so to sell us more stuff, they know that we need the survival kit when we leave the house. So they're like, why don't we just sell these pretty survival kits for like $2,000 a pop, and like every woman's going to need one because we have set society up in a way where women know when they leave the house, they cannot be leaving empty-handed. Like they'll need their kit. And that is how we sell to women and make them spend all their money. I feel like I may have just cracked something crazy. The purse as the survival kit for women. Wow. You know what also I noticed the other day? I was in CVS getting birth control, and we're getting to really know each other on this podcast episode. And I noticed all these pepper sprays, and they were all pink and like cute designs, like girly designs, because they're like, girls need pepper spray, boys don't. Okay, I'm like getting a little freaked out now. Like I know all of this, but it's like weird to consider, like really like that. Like, oh, like we know women are in danger, they need all of this stuff. Oh my god. Okay, I have to stop talking because I feel like I've just like cracked something insane. Isn't that weird though? Like I'm not saying like only women wear pink and flowery stuff. Like I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like it is tailored to women more, the pink cute stuff. But that is crazy that like pepper spray in CVS, they were all like cute and glittery. That's so weird. Just having a deep dive into like every experience I've ever had now. Okay, I could go on and on about fear women have to endure every day. Like, I was watching a TV show, can't remember what it was, but I remember turning to my husband and I was like, oh, if someone came into the house to attack me, I know exactly how to get out. Like, I know what to do. And he was like, what is it? And I told him. And then he was like, like, why do you know that? And I'm like, don't you always try and figure out an escape route? Anywhere you are, I'm like in every room, in every hotel room, everywhere. I'm like figuring out how like to get out if the front door for some reason is not usable. Is that I've just been programmed to think like that? I have no, like, I don't know. So weird. Anyway, this episode was not really meant to be about like the dangers of, the perils women find themselves in because of this crazy world. But God, I feel like I've just like opened up something in my brain and now all this information is like flying out. Wow. Like, don't get me wrong, I love pink cute stuff. Like, I'm not, like, judging that. I'm just saying, like, people are aware of it and they're, like, tailoring these very odd objects like pepper spray specifically towards women. Wow. This might be so obvious to some people and it also might sound insane to other people, but, like, for me, this has just sort of, like, become a thing that I've just started to think about that I didn't really think about before. Well, that's the world we live in today. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. No. But that is so interesting. Like, the purse as a survival kit. I've gone completely off tangent to what I started talking about on this podcast. I was basically just meant to be talking about like my medical props, which hopefully are not props. Hopefully are just normals. Hopefully just like, I've been programmed to be very cautious about that area of my body. So whenever something slightly feels wrong, I'm like straight to the hospital. Anyway, I love you guys and I'll see you next time. Okay, this was a really random episode. I just wanted to talk like womanly stuff, girl talk. Got a bit serious at the end, which I didn't mean for it to be. Yeah. Okay, I feel like I'm, getting close to starting like some sort of Reddit conspiracy theory, so I'm gonna stop talking. But lots to consider, lots to chew on there, I'll be thinking about it. How about you? I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll dive deeper into that. The handbag as the survival kit, quite interesting. Quite feminist. Kind of loving it. Am I hearing wild noises next door? No? We have just gotten these new neighbours and let's just say it's not gone off the smoothest so far. This little kid that moved in, like keeps ringing our doorbell and it's like, did you hear that? That was them. Okay. My husband just sent me that. He's like, can you hear? What is that? I just heard them. Do you make YouTubes? Okay, I'm almost done. I'm making a YouTube right now. Yeah, I'm making a YouTube.
What do you might have meant? See if maybe you know.
Alright,
as long as you're good though.
No, I'm good. I'm good for now. Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, I love you. Oh my god, so annoying. Yeah, we got these new neighbors. It's not going the smoothest. Yeah, my husband literally is texting me being like, can you hear these noises that's happening? And I'm afraid to talk about it because the kid from the family like came to our front door and was like, keeps ringing our doorbell, okay? And then he like talks to us through the, whatever you call it, the camera. And he was like, do you make YouTubes? And I'm like, what? Do you, what? Like, maybe he's just asking like generally, but like that's such a specific question to ask someone. Like, do you make YouTube videos? Anyway, we've seen him like crawling around like the garden and stuff. It's like really weird what's going on. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much, so much. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do. It's super helpful to me. And you can see anytime I post anything. And, you know, summer is coming. You know, I'll be done with school, so bonus videos may very well be on their way, I hope. I say that. However, I was just on spring break and I failed to make any bonus videos, but it's just a week. A week is like nothing. And I seem to have suffered from like intense bouts of anxiety for the past like few days, which we'll talk about next episode because like I have to go now. But I do love you guys very much and just slowly inching closer towards you. And yeah, and I'll see you next time. I kind of like hate saying goodbye now. You know, so sad. I don't want to go. But my friend is coming over for dinner, so I should probably get ready because I'm in my gym jams. Look how cute this fucking top is though. I wish these were like lower because my nips aren't there, they're down there, but all right, let's just say goodbye now, okay? I'm gonna miss you too. All right, I love you guys. Make sure you subscribe, okay? I love you. All right, bye.